Haven't done any mining videos in a while as far as what I do for fleet mining, and this is kind of like the normal setup that I do for high sec. And this is just running an Orca and then two alts that are in hulks. My alts are trained for ice, mercoxes, gas, high sec ores, things like that. But really this is kind of the setup that I go with. Full boost, sieged all the time. I'll put this Orca fit in the description as well as the Hulk fit so you can see exactly what I'm running here. But just to give you an idea, kind of run over, I use a large industrial core. I use a drone augmenter just to give us a little bit more range on the drones. And then shield burst with 2 mining bursts. And then since I'm doing asteroids, I'm running the Asteroid Orca compressor. 1 shield extender, some multispectrum shield hardeners, EM amps to fill that hole. Damage control, reinforced bulkheads, defense core extender to give us more shield HP. I carry the charges, heavy water, and then just like 20 Hornet IIs. Nothing too crazy. The hulks, they're both an identical hulks. I'm running an ore Mindlink on the Orca pilot. And then for the hulks, I'm using this is actually just everything, but they've currently got ore strip miners on with the mining laser upgrade 2s equipped. But I also carry on this fit the ice. I carry mercoxes crystals. It's rigged for processor overclocking 1 and ice harvester, just because you tend to do more ice harvesting at greater volumes than you do merc. And then got kinetic shield amps if you're doing grease space. Sensor booster just helps us get our targeting range really far out there, because I am running all mid-grade harvest with high wall mining, MX1005, another long range targeting, and then shield ops, and then Mitchie's excavation augmenter. So we have really high cubic meter per cycle for these guys. It's actually, if you take the compression value, it's actually probably closer to 2 million. So the reason I have this fit set with all the clones and I have the D cores in here as well, because essentially I can go to Jita or wherever, I can buy this fit and it'll go for ice. The only thing I don't have with this fit is gas, but gas is kind of few and far between for the most part. But I do a lot of asteroid and mercoxes and ice mining with this. If any new players had any questions about like whether or not like alt you can make, if having an alt is worth it, having alt doing what these guys are doing right here is perfect, because they're adding such high value that they end up like this whole setup right here. If I do this just 5 days a week, I can more than pay for the plex for everybody and everything, which is pretty nifty. Right now I'm just using inertia to just push out to the outside of the ring, but pretty cool. This is how I used to do. I used to actually do it at a kind of a higher rate. I used to run 7 alts back behind me. The alt has the fleet hangar open on their screen, and then when I cycle over to them, I just drag all their ore into the fleet hangar, and then on the Orca I just drag it down into the mining hold, where I just continually just compress, and it'll take you a long time. I usually go out with about a fuel bay worth of heavy water and just mine until kind of that's all gone. If you go and you stack, you don't really want to stack the fleet hangar, because the alts have to use the fleet hangar to transport ore to you. They can also compress in the Hulk itself, but I'd rather just spend more time. I'd just rather have all of the ore on the Orca and do it that way. But if it's a situation where you're running like, procs or skiffs and they're not necessarily following the Orca, then 100% you can just have them compress it in their ship, and then every now and then just kind of come over to the Orca and dump it. But if anybody wants to get into high efficiency mining, especially in high sec for the belts and things like that, then this is the setup I would recommend. 2 hulks and an Orca. You don't necessarily have to go crazy with the implants like I do. You can, if you don't run any implants, you'll have a little bit less cubic meter per cycle, but the hulks are purpose built for this fleet mining, so it ends up working out pretty well. And I'll sit out here usually and just mine an entire belt, and it's good income. And you don't have to carry, like, I don't have any other extra modules on here as well. If I'm running ore, I just leave all the ice mods and the Marcox's crystals and all that stuff in the station, in the hangar. That way, if I do have somebody come on grid with me, I just can go to the alt and right click on the Orca and board, and it'll just store that Hulk into the Orca itself. So if you're on a budget or something, or you're just getting into a setup like this, you can just have these implants. Would be just like an investment down the road, but I think you get more value out of these if you're doing null mining, where it's not as crazy and everything. But the idea behind the Orca is you're just going to be, that's why we have a bunch of shield stuff, shield extenders, everything, which won't be tanky. But I figured I'd give you guys kind of an update. Haven't done a whole lot of mining videos lately. I don't keep any targets locked on the Orca itself, so if rats come on grid, I just target them and use the drones in the Orca. So you can actually kind of just skip drone training too on the alts if you need to. But it's nice, you know, if you get to null, rats come on grid, you can just release a bunch of drones from everybody, and everything kind of gets taken care of. But baseline, yeah, you're looking at about 60+ million an hour with a setup like this in high sec. If they're doing Marcox's, it's even more, it's even crazier. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.